So I thought it might be helpful if I work through a couple of examples with you. And if you have a piece of paper or your notebook, you can work through it with me and pause when you need to so that you have something to look back at when you're doing the problems in the Google Sheets. So if I want to add or subtract fractions, first of all, I need to make sure that they have a common denominator. This is 3 1/2. This is -7 1/3, and I don't have the same denominator. So I need to get a common denominator. You can figure that out by using the ladder to help you. Let's go ahead and change each of these to an improper fraction. So I'm going to do 2 times 3, which is 6, plus 1 is 7/2, minus, and then I'm going to do 3 times 7, which is 21, plus 1 is 22/3. Now that I have them both as fractions, I see I don't have the same denominator. So if you want to, you can make a list or use a ladder, but you try to think of a number that can go into 2 and 3. The only number that can go into 2 and 3 is 1. 1 goes into 2 2 times, 1 goes into 3 3 times, and it hasn't really helped us at all. But we can multiply these numbers around, and we'll have the least common multiple, or the least common denominator, which is 6. So, if I want this bottom number to be 6, what do I have to multiply this times? I have to get the same factor. So if I have 7/2, and I need to make an equivalent fraction, which is something over 6, what am I going to multiply the 2 by? Well, it's going to be 2 times 3. If I do that to get this denominator, then to make an equivalent fraction, I have to multiply my numerator by the same factor to get my new numerator. So 7 times 3, 21. So I have 21/6, and I'm going to do the same thing to this one. If I need my denominator to be 6, what do I have to multiply times 3 to get 6? Well, I have to do 3 times 2. To get an equivalent fraction, I have to multiply the numerator by the same factor. 22 times 2 is 44. So now this is my problem. Now my problem is 21/6 minus -44/6. So make sure that you keep the signs and the operations the same as the original problem. And subtracting a number is like adding the opposite, or keep, change, change. So you're really going to be adding 21/6 plus 44/6. That's going to give you 65/6. But you're not done, because you need to change this back to a mixed number. So go ahead and divide 6 into 65, pause the video, and then see what mixed number you get. So your final answer should be 10 5/6, and it's positive. So I just wanted to go through an example with you to show you all the steps, changing each of these to mixed numbers, these mixed numbers to improper fractions, then trying to put the denominators both into the ladder or making a list until you find the least common denominator, using a common factor to get your new bottom number and your new top number for each of the fractions, and then you go back to the original operations and signs and you add those. So hopefully this has been helpful, and thank you.